sure my AirPods are dead.
So
I
I
might
might
have to accept my fate on that one.
I can hear you fine. Okay, I'm super confused because this is my first time using Riverside, as I told you, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm live or not.
Let me check. I'll check. Yeah, supposedly.
Okay, so I am live, but I can't see my live chat through Riverside. Also,
Hmm.
but I know that we're live because I saw us on YouTube, but it's very delayed. Um,
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna be like maybe it seems like 20 seconds delay or something like that.
yeah.
Which is,
Okay.
but like I'm gonna keep that chat just to the side then. Okay, hold on. Pop out chat. There we go. Cool. So you can pop out the chat on the YouTube page as like its own window, and then you can keep that to the side.
Wow. I'm like such a boomer.
Oh,
Okay, okay. I think I got it. Okay. Oh God. Okay. Thank God. Okay, wait. Let's just wait a little bit until we start. But basically, mm, wow, this
everyone
is
gets to see the awkward part.
it is so freaking awkward. I'm sorry, guys. Ah. Okay, never mind. I think I'll just have to switch between both. Okay. Well,
Hello.
um, hi everyone. Hi everyone, and welcome to our We React to Your Life. Normally I'm alone, but today one of my good friends, Hayden,
Hello,
has
hello.
has decided to join us, and Hayden is a wonderful, wonderful editor. Also, he's going to destroy you guys. I hope not. I told him to be nice, but we'll
It,
see if he's nice.
well, what it is, I used to be doing this as well, sort of like weekly, bi-weekly, when sort of like the guys that are like into me, they send me their videos, but the whole thing is like I aggressively roast them. So it's like I never tell them what's good, but I then tell them everything that's wrong, and it's maybe very good at seeing what's wrong with videos, but also it's maybe a very mean person. So, but I'm gonna dial this back at least 10%.
10% only?
But I'll dial it back like 50%.
Bruh, you're gonna make me
But
lose
also,
all of my subscribers.
but I know that your subscribers, the guys that follow you, they are much more into like the really nice filmmaking rather than and the really cinematic stuff. Whereas the people who watch me, they're into like Mr. Beast style. And you know me, I'm very anti Mr. Beast style. So, which is weird because I worked for him. Well,
Yeah,
okay. Well, actually, maybe there's a good implication to why I no longer work for him.
you're just like 100% honestly just roasting Mr. Beast out here on my
Yeah,
live. It's okay.
most likely. Yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble with him again.
So basically, my audience, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about them. You know, they're like you said, they're the nice side of filmmaking. They are all just starting out. They have their small little equipments, and they're all trying to start filmmaking. So that is what this community is. Be
Yeah.
nice.
All right.
Okay.
Great. Well, I'm gonna these are the types of videos that I love on YouTube anyway. So I think watch me just love it all.
Someone is saying critic me, Hayden. Okay, so he it's like his hobby. Yeah. Yeah, introduce yourself a little bit and then we can get started.
So yeah. So hello. Yeah. My name is Hayden Smith. I use basically I like to teach editing in terms of like practicality, not in terms of but mostly in the sort of storytelling aspect. I'm never into sort of like tell me about your codecs. Why did you export this in H.264 ProRes? It's like and I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't know what any of that is. I think I only really found out what a proxy is about a year ago. So uh, it's but for me, I'm always really into the storytelling part, and so it is the fundamental concept of like what the cooler shot effect is, you know, like, and then where it's like you give meaning in between the shots, and I am incredibly obsessed with that, and so that's what I'm always looking for in terms of like if you do this shot, therefore you've chosen this shot, but this shot comes along, but therefore this shot then has to happen. I want to see the journey and the reasons why shots are put in a particular order, or they're framed in a particular way, or the rhythm has a certain way that therefore creates so much meaning. And I that's why I work with creators such as like Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, Mark Rober, Johnny Harris. That's one of my most favorite recent one recently, and then Sam and Colby, and all of them basically say, Hayden, we don't really know how to do storytelling. We've filmed all of this stuff. Go. Here's the footage. You make us look good, and that's essentially my entire job.
Yeah, I think you're like the perfect person for today, honestly. I feel like I give them feedback, but I feel like you would give them very, very detailed feedback.
Mm.
So I that's why I really wanted you have you on the no, I'm not gonna say the show, but
Yeah. This is
like
the show. Go on. Give yourself the healthy ego. It's the healthy ego. This is the show. Yeah.
welcome to the show, Hayden. Before we start, I want to do a live, not live, but I want to do like an Instagram story so people know we are live.
Oh,
And a lot
yes.
of them were looking forward to meeting you. Well, being
Yes.
you. But
Oh, hold
yeah.
on. Hold that thought. I should do the same. Give me a sec. Fun. Quick. Also, everyone know this. Get two phones. One your work phone and then one your social media phone. Your life will change.
I need that. I really do. I was thinking about it.
It's worth. It's honestly worth it. It's changed. So it's changed everything for me. Anyway, let me do a quick story too. Hold on. Wait. Okay. Wait. Oh wait. No. It just took a photo
Oh,
picture. Such a boomer. Okay. Wait. Story. Yeah. Hello. That was a millennial pause. I'm actually currently. I haven't been live for a minute, but I'm about to be live right now
hey.
with Megan. With Megan, and we're going to be looking back and giving feedback, and also me kind of roasting videos. So if you haven't seen me for a minute, come check me out. Okay, and then let me grab that link.
This is so awkward. Okay, guys,
I
I
know.
swear we're gonna start soon. We're gonna start soon. All right. I'll put this away. Okay, let me share my screen on the tab directly. Screen. Okay, so a lot of you were complaining that I wasn't being fair on the like when I started looking at the films. But the thing is, I don't know if you have a solution for this, Hayden, but
Mhm.
basically Google Drive has been driving me crazy with the dates and like the modified date modified and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So I can't really
Ooh.
sort it out per like who submitted first. So I'm just
Ah.
I'm just going with whoever submitted on the May 31st.
Yeah, I'd say let's go with that then. Yeah, it's and also we try to do them all at once, but sometimes it's just like sometimes it's not quite possible. It's the nature of all of us. We always get so overly ambitious and we think we can do it all, but then sometimes time just always catches up to us.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just like spreading it out like through a few weeks because
Oh
I
yeah.
yeah, but we'll start with the ones that actually submitted first, like first that I'm very sure about. That's May 31st. So the first, are you ready, Hayden? Sorry, didn't ask.
Almost made the post.
No worries. Take your time.
Okay, bang, posted.
Bang. All right. So the first one is going to be from Mabel Toe, and you let me know if you can hear the sound as well, and
Mm-hmm.
obviously the audience. It's Mabel Toe, and it's called the.
Have you ever felt
Did you hear the
Yep,
sound?
I can.
Okay,
Yep, I felt that good.
not good. Okay, this is called The Ugly Friend by Mabel Toe.
have you ever felt like the background character in your own life? Well, because I did. When I was little, I thought my life would turn out like this
Hold on,
filler
do we
character.
pause and roast or do we just watch the whole
Yes.
thing?
We're just gonna pause and then we're just gonna live react. I love the intro It's very like Life of Riza, I feel like this mirror shot.
Mm. Well, hot take. Okay, well, I'll try to be gentle, but I already think this is a good aesthetic. It's a good shot, but the symbolism doesn't work that well. Have you ever felt like a background character and in a mirror? I'm not entirely sure what that's meant to imply, but it's a nice shot, but it doesn't have a good meaning. And so it's dependent on how visual storytelling you want to be. And so it would just be ever felt like a background character. And so ideally, you could have had a shot where you do feel like have 4 to 5 people in the foreground, and it's like shallow focus. And then have you ever felt like a background character, and then the focus pulls, and then we reveal you completely isolated from them, and then that can, in theory, do a much more clearer visualized storytelling. Even though aesthetically, I don't know how to achieve that shot. Like the colors are good, like the way the wall is lit. It's got a really nice sort of indie feel color palette towards it. I can tell that you've even chosen the framing of the frame of the wood. It's like that works with that color palette, and so aesthetically it's great, but I don't quite get the visual storytelling as strongly.
That's true though. Like it is a good shot, but good shots don't mean that they have meaning, and maybe it wasn't her intention.
Yeah.
But yeah, you made a good point. So I think what we are trying to say is that I guess now it feels like she's the main character instead of the background character. And this
Yeah,
might
yes, it's contradicting.
yeah.
Even though
Maybe
she's out of
it's
focus.
contradicting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Who knows?
All right, let's keep rolling.
Okay, let's go.
Well, because I did. When I was little, I thought my life would turn out like these female characters in films, knowing what she wants, chasing big dreams, and build a life she loves. You know, that kind of girl who walks into a room and the background music change.
What
Oh,
interesting.
I like the switch of the music like from
Yes.
yeah, from
Yes.
before Act 1. Act 1.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it was especially going with this nostalgic music. Also, with that sort of the music underneath it kind of gave a good sense of nostalgia. I did like the shots of her, sort of like it when she's wrapped up in her duvet and things like that. I think we all relate to that. The and so I liked that, and I think the thing that I would have added on top of it is we had a bunch of shots of people of all of these characters that she aspires to, but we could have had a bit more of a back and forth between the two.
Like between her and the characters that she was trying to
Yeah,
show.
yeah, between her and the characters, yeah.
Yeah.
And she had the shots. It was so it's like it could have been interesting. Like we established we established she's in the duvet. Then we see the shots of like one of the characters cuts back to her and she's like nodding to it. Cut back to the laptop. It's like another character. She seems to be more inspired by it. And then like that sort of example sort of escalate into her sort of being inspired. And then part of it is we then cut back to her and she's inspired, and then the creeping realization comes in, and like her smile drops, and she seems like she can't be like those people, and then maybe cut to a wide of her, and then she looks even more lonely, and then we cut to the Act 1 reality.
There you go, everyone. Hayden Hiller Smith.
Is it-
That's why he's an editor, and I'm not. But yeah, that's great advice. I didn't even think about it that way. For me, I was just focused on the focus in the
Yeah.
room when it was dark. Because obviously, I think Mabel, for you, a tip what I would have was always to put it in manual focus, especially when it's dark like that, because the camera will do whatever it wants to do, and that's when you lose the focus and the professionality, I guess, of the video, and that's what happened here. But in general, I like the colors. I really do. It's very warm. It's very nostalgic, as Hayden was also saying, and I think Hayden gave great tips about how you could cut back and forth to show it, like show the story a little bit more gradually and more relatably to you.
Yeah. Well, but also good. I also agree. I'm impressed with the shooting in low light. That is actually still that will be a difficult thing to get right. So again, it's like I still mess that up quite often. But yeah, let's keep rolling.
All right.
But
Hi, I'm Mabel, turning 25 soon, and nope, this is not the life that I imagined.
So for me, I think the audio directly pulled me out of the video, like just
Mm,
because it's a different audio quality. It was good, and then now it's like, obviously, I'm pretty sure maybe she didn't have a mic or something, but
mm.
that's what pulled me out of the video personally. That
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
my advice.
It's always so interesting when our ears are very good at tuning out reverb and echoes. So we don't notice when we enter a room it gets really, really echoey. But our cameras don't have that luxury. And then when we hear an echo and reverb in camera, it doesn't work. And then suddenly we become so much more aware of it. And then you're right, especially with the microphone, we're used to it. And so the thing that I would dare suggest is this should have been ADR'd. Like you should have re-record. You should have, because the shot's kind of nice. Maybe they could have a bit more of a light onto you because you got the backlight of the window. But yeah, I think this should have been ADR'd, and it would have kept the same sound quality.
That's true. That's real.
Yeah.
And most days, I just worry about what to eat next. I used to think my problems were simple. I was just ugly.
Someone's been watching Wes
其实我
Anderson.
小时候不觉得自己
What?
Someone's been watching Wes Anderson.
I really like the shots. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Oh
they're
yeah,
great shots.
yeah.
And
Again, they're great. Yeah,
yeah, I think she's Malaysian, by the way. From her
yeah.
name, just a guess. But okay, let's see what she has to say in Mandarin. Hopefully, my Mandarin comes to use.
丑的。
I just woke up with a feeling, a choice to make and to believe in.
When I was a kid, I thought I looked normal, maybe even cute sometimes. Where is my clothes?
I found that shot really funny. The pull-out POV drawer shot.
Mm.
I felt like it added a lot to that rom-com feel, kind of. I think that's what
Yeah.
she's looking for, at least.
She's going for that coming of age energy. Like this is a very coming of age story, and she's giving it that push, and I like that a lot.
Yeah. By the way, Mabel, if you're watching this, we only get to watch this for 5 minutes, because if not, we have to move on to
Oh.
the next. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'll be a lot more cognizant then of that.
Oh, yeah, no worries. It's just that I tell all of them at the beginning of the live that we all have to watch it only like max 5 minutes, because some of them submit like 15 to 20 minutes. So it's
Yeah.
just like it's a limit.
Oh, okay.
Found it. I mean, 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth. What can go wrong about that? To be honest, everyone kind of looked the same to me. I never knew beauty could be a competition until it started happening. I got rejected by my crush 2 times. People make comments about my body, criticize the way I dress, judge that my voice is annoying, and someone took a photo of me and said,
Mm.
Whoa.
So
This anger is
okay, she's got a really good instinct in something, which again is shocking how many people don't know about this. But she actually has a great understanding of rhythm and rhythm variety in
Yeah, this is
editing.
what I was about to say. Yeah, she has.
Yeah.
I mean, like
It was the
classic-
beginning had like a nice like medium pace, and then it kind of came to get a little bit more comedic, so it kind of escalated a little bit, and then once kind of the coming of age motivation came along, it escalated a little bit more, in terms of energy and pacing and rhythm and even just her performance, and then this one, and it's like we're getting that escalating feeling, and then she just shot up the rhythm. That's
Yeah.
really nice. That's a great sense of flow doing that. I really, really like that. And it's shocking how many people don't think of editing and storytelling in that way in terms of rhythm. And now I'm really, really hoping, if she uses this, she's kind of hit the peak. She's then going to drop back down and then use the opportunity to then build back up. If she does that, that's great storytelling instinct.
I'm like learning so much more from both of you than ever, like we've been on YouTube. But yeah, I think like rhythm and editing is such a talent. It's not something that you can really like learn, I would say. I actually held a speech about this yesterday, when I was giving someone an award for editing. But basically, I think editing is something that you can't really learn. It's a lot of like instinct and just intuition, and I think that she definitely has that. just needs to like work on some of the audio and like maybe the shots. But in general, the pacing of the video is like very YouTube worthy. You know, it's very like I would watch this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's bad. Can you think again?
The model is the real problem. Somehow, the new stuff always starts longer than the kind stuff. And just like that, bit by bit, my brain rewired itself. Like,
Okay, I got it. I'm just different. Not in a cool way.
I started comparing all the time. In magazine, on the street, scrolling social media.
Great shots.
That was
However,
cool.
I like
Yeah.
that. Great shots. Great
so
ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
However, in terms of writing, we are kind of saying the same thing over and over again. And but these are all good shots. So I wonder if a lot of these ideas and aesthetics could have been put more into the forward part, because we got the coming of age, we got the motivation. Right, that's it. I'm going to be changing, but I've always felt different. Therefore, I'm going to be changing. But it's because I always feel isolated. I'm getting that repetitiveness.
So do you think maybe she thought about the shots first and then went into the storytelling and writing?
Yes, which is a very, very common and understandable mistake when we get so excited about the idea, like, oh, I'm gonna do this shot, and then we just put them in there without considering the progression of the story. And or she thought of like a really great shot idea, such as doing that split screening, and then she probably then made the entire video around it. But it's the best thing to do is find the story and the emotional motivation first, and then use that to then inspire a story rather than thinking of a cool shot. Otherwise, you do end up with this when you end up kind of just ending up repeating yourself. All of these shots are great, just placed in the wrong order.
I think I'm a victim of that though. Like I do that myself and I'm guilty of that. Especially in my YouTube videos sometimes. But I understand where both of you are coming from. Like I
Yeah.
understand what her deal is and what your deal is. So
Yeah.
I think it's something everyone at some point is guilty about. Because I guess we haven't learned yet. But
Yeah. Oh
it's
yeah.
good. I'll keep rolling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I was trying to hold back.
felt like I was falling behind.
Yeah.
Maybe the world is just unfair.
Ooh, interesting. See, energy drop. So she gets it.
Yeah, she does. Then
See, we're quiet. We're feeling it. This is lovely. Oh, interesting.
Hiroki thought she was gonna dance.
At first, I thought fading in was the right thing to do. I tried to fix myself. "可能的确走路太胖了，改一改吧。"难道是素颜的问题？还是穿搭？要不然就是声音太烦躁了。It feels like I'm always the one chasing, but I'm still being left behind. And it never felt right. I don't know where I was heading. I became doubtful.
But you see, like you were saying, like the rhythm is picking up now after it just like pivoted down.
Yeah. Which is a great touch. I like that. A lot. This is like this is the strongest sequence so far.
That's true. I think we're coming to the climax.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't have to stop then, but yeah.
Jealous, insecure.
Became the people pleaser who secretly needed everyone or having the things that I don't have.
Whoa.
I thought if I could just become the standard, the world would finally say yes to me. But deep down,
Could have had some more cutting to back and forth. Could have been some more back and forths there. Like, I'm not really getting the POV experience. It's like, if you're filming a close-up of this, we should get the shot of you and what this means to you. And so a moment there, especially if you're doing about beauty standards and makeup. The footage was there when she was looking at that one woman on Pinterest or whatever it is, and with that line, like, is it because I'm not wearing makeup? And so preluding that should be the shot of the close up of the Pinterest, close up of her. Is it because I'm not wearing makeup? Cut back to her. We pause for a second. We do a slight digital camera zoom in, and then it says, "Is it because I'm not wearing makeup?" And then we cut to her with like doing the things with the makeup. It motivates in towards the next thing to cut to.
Yeah, I think that also, obviously drives interest into like what
Mm,
she's missing and what she's insecure about, which is true. But I also kind of like the over the shoulder shot on the Pinterest,
yeah.
like the slow zooms and all that. It kind of made me a little bit emotional. So I think in that sense, I liked it.
Mm, yeah. Oh yeah. It's aesthetically, and some of the shots, they look great. Yeah, they really really look great. And so she's got a fantastic instinct and fantastic skills for those already. This is just me being I'm already getting into mean mode. I'll dial it back.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's free will.
It-
Everyone has people posting their videos and they know that we're all going to react to it. So free will
yeah.
for everyone.
This is why me being mean like this is why most of my friends leave me.
Your friends?
I do it to them as well. Yeah, this shot could have been better. I can't help myself. No, I'm joking.
Guys, I think I'm not Hayden's friends because he hasn't done that to me yet. But
It's such a
Yes,
piece of big
right.
leg. Okay, I've held my tongue. No. No, if it is genuine, quite very wonderful. But anyway, let's keep rolling then.
all right.
Was it chasing beauty anymore? It was just trying to fit in.
Ooh. Oh, trying to fit in. She's trying to fit into the frame.
Oh, wait.
That's what she was trying to do. She couldn't fit into the frame. She couldn't fit into the box.
You spoke too soon.
Fuck. Damn, you're right. She's trying. Okay, fine. That's great. All right, now I get it. Okay, that's
She
great.
got us all. She got us all, y'all.
Yeah.
I stay inside the 3 years. My life will be so much easier.
How is it fair that some people just get to be beautiful since born?
We held on tight, but it felt so long. Tell me, where did we go wrong?
There are billions of faces in the world.
Oh, interesting.
Like actually,
Oh, I like that.
That's nice. Very creative.
Yeah.
I like the music also.
Yeah,
She
good
balanced-
music.
Yeah, she balanced it out well with the voiceovers. Because some people, they don't know how to balance it out, and then it just kind of covers and just kind of destroys the whole mood. But she did it right, I felt.
Yeah, she got it done really well. I think just good good music variety, and also it's mixed. Yeah, I still hear it in some of the biggest videos on YouTube where like the music overpowers what we hear. And like again, it's a good sound, it's a good tone, but like if it again removes the story because I can't hear the story anymore, we've lost.
Yeah, it just loses a lot in general. Like,
Mm.
yeah. Okay, we're almost done with this one, but I'll just keep rolling.
billions. And many of us still believe that beauty comes with one standard. And you probably heard this in somewhere else. Beauty isn't everything. We all heard that for the 100th times. I personally don't think I'm ugly in a tragic way, just in a way that makes people skip past me.
Okay, I'm just like commenting on the writing. There was just like
Mm.
it's very good writing. Like
Yeah.
that quote, what she just said, it makes a lot of sense. And if you were, obviously a guy or a girl, you would understand this in a sense that when you're so insecure, you just think that no one notices you because you're quote unquote ugly, which I don't think
Mhm.
Mabel is at all. I think she's beautiful, and her writing is as well. But she said it in such a poetic way that I never thought about it that way. But she's right.
She's got this very good introspective, personal writing style that feels very, very relatable. It's like she says what so many people are feeling but are afraid to say, or those thoughts that they say in their mind that they never really share. And
Yeah.
this writing style works so well because it feels like for us as the audience, it's like we're taking a peek into her diary or her journal, and that creates like a really intimate sort of feeling. Or she's given us her journal and say, I would like for you to read this. And that is a really, really great sort of writing personal style. And therefore, because of it, showcasing and showing really, really deep sentences and thoughts that we've all had. And then it's like finally someone said it out loud in terms of like that insecurity. And sharing insecurities is such a powerful way for us to develop a relationship with someone. And so like I'm developing a good emotional relationship through the story because of just the writing.
Yeah, and that is what makes a good video or film. It's not about the shots. It might not be about the editing. Obviously, it all plays a big part, but if you don't have a story to tell. And I feel like she oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. It's okay. But I just felt
Yeah.
the writing was very good, and I felt like she has thought a lot about this. Like it's something that goes on in her everyday life, and I know how it feels like, and I feel like she just nonstop thinks about like the way she looks and like
Mhm.
just what's going on in her head like 24/7. I think that's why it came out the way it did, because there's so much thought to it and so much personal pain, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree on all of that.
Okay, so we're done with Mabel's film. Sadly, we can't go any further to be fair to everyone. But yeah, if you have any like final thoughts, or if the chat has any final thoughts, let
Mm.
us know, chat.
Yeah, while loading up the next one, I think it's wonderful aesthetic, wonderful shots, really excellent writing. The main feedback is, and also most importantly, I think like fantastic intuition on rhythm and tone and emotional variety in that sense. I think the only thing that I would do is in terms of structure, in terms of moving some things around. So therefore, it doesn't feel as repetitive, and we're having a bit more of that sort of journey. However, though, it's like there's more good things than there are bad things in this video, and that's a great sign. And so, yeah, like great work.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone has like a lot of things to work on, even me and yourself, Aiden.
Mm,
Honestly, I'm not saying you have anything to work on, but I'm just in
yeah.
general. But I think she has really has had a great start, and I feel like she has a lot of potential,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she has shown that really great,
Yeah.
intuition, as you said, with editing and stuff, and that's not something you come by very often. I mean, like it's not something you just like, okay, I'm great at editing. It's
Mm,
something it's you're talented in it. So
yeah.
go
A
Mabel.
great foundation, and which therefore shows phenomenal potential. And yeah, so that's it. Keep going.
Yeah. So at the end of every film, I just like to give them all a clap.
Oh.
All right, so the next one would be Jody Go from Jody Go, and I'm not sure what this is called. She didn't name it, but hopefully. Also, I've told them that if there's any sex, violence, vulgarity in the videos, that I would have to stop it immediately, just because this girl doesn't want to get banned on YouTube. We all know how that is. So yeah, let's see what Jody has to offer today. Oh, this looks professional. Oh, I did not expect that.
Yeah. Well, is it kind of? Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, in
And that
outfocus.
text kind of lingered for a bit as well.
Oh, I saw like a little clip of this. I was very
Mm.
intrigued.
Yeah, good questions raising. With the thing, why has he got a kick? Yeah.
Sorry, traffic eh. Sorry. Oh my God, sorry. Ay, sorry lah, traffic sobra. Ay. Hi.
Hey.
So, anong meron?
I'm not sure if
Mm.
this is just my side or the Wi-Fi. I don't know, but it feels like the sound is a little bit not in synchro. You know what I mean? It's like not synchronized.
Not in sync. Maybe
Yeah.
for someone who's not familiar with the language, I just obviously I can't tell as much, well, it might be slightly out of sync. I don't see a lav mic, or maybe they didn't have the luxury of a top mic, which means they probably did ADR this. And that is actually really hard to get those things synced up. So that is actually a tremendous challenge. So maybe if they re-recorded the audio, yes, it's definitely ADR'd. I know why, because the nature of the performance. Oh, sorry, but she's doing it in a room. Oh, sorry, she's doing it to the microphone, and we're not getting the energy. So the energy of the voice is not matching the energy of the physical performance.
That could be it. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I just maybe it's my wife, and maybe I just have to keep on watching to know. But
Yeah.
first impressions is that, like you said in the beginning, it raised a lot of questions. Why he's sitting there? It's
Mhm.
obvious probably his birthday. He's waiting for someone. What is going on? So
Yeah.
in the first few seconds, I was already intrigued. Okay, let's move on.
Let's get rolling.
Oh, shoot! Birthday mo! Sorry! Sorry, I blame work. Sorry.
Hindi, okay lang. Sige lang, sa'yo na lang tong cake.
Uy, hindi, ano ka ba? Nakakaya.
Please,
Sino?
sige na. Okay lang. I insist.
Okay. Thanks. Ay mo, sure ka?
Good. Pause. So one of the things with dialogue editing is using the wide to create sort of a break. So because a lot of it was close-ups, which was very good, and then also the scene started off from his perspective, so we're cutting to him a lot, cutting to his reactions.
Right.
And then over time, it did a really good transition towards her perspective, in terms of like we started spending more time on her when she began to realize that like he missed his birthday, or like failed to remember that it's his birthday. And so there could have been an even more emphasis on that, when we could have had a shot of him sort of like look down or look away, or maybe even look at her directly and staring, and then a shot, maybe a slight digital zoom in, hold, oh, it's your birthday. That then could have been a really good transition. But then the main thing though is, we cut to the wide. We're now having a break. We're now moving into the next conversation, like act 2 of this scene, basically, I hope.
True.
And so it's a good wides always do a great motivation to do that.
For me, in this sense, also like what you said, the wide for me is like a relief. Like I'm out of this really uncomfortable situation that they were in, you know. So for me, the wide is like a breather. And what I've heard, what good editors do is that they show the opposites expressions to keep us guessing what the other person is saying or looking like at when she or he is saying that something, and that kind of keeps us on our toes. And that's what I liked about the conversation. I guess that's what makes it feel like a film, you know. It's just like
Yeah.
what's gonna come next, because we don't know like how the other person's reacting behind us.
Exactly. I love that. Yeah, I agree on that and completely accurately. Let's keep rolling.
Happy birthday, love. Hirap.
Maghiwalay na tayo.
Oof.
Wait, what?
Could have gone a close up to her, actually. But these are actually good
Maybe it's
filmmaking.
for the best.
Sorry, what?
It should have, let's break up, immediately cut to her.
Wait, let me just
Yeah.
scroll back. I feel like I didn't catch it. Hold on, let's watch it.
Maghiwalay na tayo.
Wait, what?
Oh, so you mean
Yeah.
like he says let's break up, then cut to her, it would be a lot better.
Yes. So with that, it's very, very interesting because the pacing of the editing has been quite consistent, and there has been a good rhythm there. and then the wide has given us a nice break, and then let's break up, and then really aggressively, like too quickly cut to her. So we feel whenever anyone has ever said that to us, it is such a shocking feeling. We try to create that, and so we break up. Then maybe like 2 frames later, we cut to like reaction to it, and then when we cut to his close up next, it's even more intense. And then what was actually also really good is in terms of, again, like conversation structure and in terms of framing and filming, we now cut to a new close-up. Like this is we then go to a new setup, which is really nice. Look, check it out.
I feel like I haven't seen this shot, but I feel like I have at the same time. Did we see it at the beginning? Like, was this over the shoulder shot already in the beginning?
I think maybe the framing or positioning was different. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if this is a new setup, but the next shot when we cut back to her is a brand new setup. So that brings us even tighter into the conversation. But I hope this is a new setup on him as well. That'll be also very powerful.
Feels very new. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think what you said, like, I think that's a good point that you brought in, that, it should be as abrupt as cutting into her, because but at the same time, I also like to see his reaction first, and then like keep the audience on their toes to see how she reacts.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah. Like it's what I say is not gospel. It's not fact. This is the beauty of filmmaking. It would be like what I would do or what I would try, and then I might do it and be like, nah, doesn't work, and then go with that. It's never ever take what I say as fact, because that is the paradoxical beauty of filmmaking.
Yeah, it's a lot of trial and error in editing anyways.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. Let's move on.
Let's keep going.
Maybe it's for the best.
Wait. Is it me? Is it because I forgot your birthday? I promise it won't happen again.
No, it's not that.
Then why?
The actor is so good. Like, the guy is great because you can see the hurt in his eyes. Like, he's going through this, bro. Like, he's going through that breakup right now.
Oh yeah, it's like he's already processed it. They're in great performances and directing. It's like he's already gone through a decision. He's already kind of grieved it, and so there's nothing more interesting in writing of 2 people who are in different emotional processes of the same problem.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say that's where, and it's really, really good writing to do that type of stuff. And so it's like he's already gone through the denial, the sort of bargaining thing, and it seems to be he's already at acceptance. And now she has to go through that entire process when he already has. It's wonderful drama when that happens. However, though, the main feedback I got on this is we cut to a random side angle on him. It might have been the best performance, but that shot was like the only time we got that shot, and it felt really random. Like, go back, and it was like it felt really out of place. But it might have been because it was the best performance. But maybe you could have grabbed that shot.
Then why?
Oh wait, it was here or something. Yeah, this
Yeah,
one.
that. Yeah.
It felt.
Oh, and then maybe it's for the best. Yeah, it felt. Yeah, it was. Sometimes as editors, we should kind of try our best to commit to one shot for a majority of time, for a good majority of time. And then if there is a line or a specific moment to then motivate into the new angle rather than like cutting towards different random angles, because otherwise that can get very jarring and quite confusing quickly.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes it doesn't mean that there's a new shot, that it adds something to the film. It could actually take away something from the film, which I think for this shot, for me, it took me out of the story a little bit.
Yeah.
And well, although I was like really invested, but then he brought us back, or she brought us back. But yeah, like you were saying, I find it so interesting when a character knows something that the other character doesn't, and I think he or she like portrays that perfectly here.
Yeah. Oh, he does. Yeah. Good directing.
I think it's a she though. Jodie, go. I think.
She. Yeah. Great directing, Jodie.
Wait. Is it me? Is it because I forgot your birthday? I promise it won't happen again.
No, it's not that.
Then why?
Kasi nawawalan na tayo ng oras para sa isa't isa.
Then we'll make time.
Oh. Now we have that angle. See. So, like now you bring in that new angle. How much more impactful would it have been if we didn't have that angle before and then we have it, and then how interesting would it be of like because we're having these over the shoulder things and then sideness that just creates a really great line and separation, and we even have that in her shot. This line that's like in between them. So
Yeah,
and I remember it reminds me of in the movie Parasite, and I love this when because the whole theme of it is like what people do when they cross the line. And throughout the entire movie, when people do an action that's kind of an extreme sort of expression of their character where they cross the line, they actually do cross a line. And so it could just be a window frame. It could just be even just like a line on the table. I haven't watched it for a while, but it's such great visual storytelling that like when they enter a new realm, basically, they genuinely visually cross that line, and it's so powerful. The best example of it is when the nanny wakes up the mother and she like claps her awake, and she literally like cuts across a window frame to do it, and it's such great visual storytelling. And I'm feeling that here where there's this line that's now separating them.
That's so well said, honestly. Like, thank God you're here because I can't do that. But that's exactly what they did in Parasite. A lot of it was visual storytelling that it's very, it's so blatant, but it's also not. It's very in front of you, but you don't really understand until you think about it. And
Yeah.
what they also did in Parasite that was great was, they showed from how they were living in the bottom of the ground, and then
Yeah.
they moved the camera up. So it was like, obviously literally a different level of status. And I feel like, yeah, in that way, the line here has not been crossed yet, but maybe it will.
Yes. Oh, interesting.
Smart. There it is, it crossed.
Yep. Yeah, oh, yeah, so imagine if that was on the wide. Imagine if it was on the wide, she crossed the line. She's like, he set a boundary, like, I want to break up. I no longer want physical affection from you or relationship with you, and she crosses the line. Like, we could have had that there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or she crosses the boundary. He set up this boundary, this line, and then she crosses it, and now it's like odd. It's
And if
in a
not-
good way. Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're going to handheld now. It's not stable anymore. Obviously, from camera work, it's it's giving it's giving instability. It's giving what is gonna happen. Everything.
Oh, it goes handheld now. Great touch. Yes, yes. So the camera is a character in this as well. I love it. Brilliant.
Yeah, everything's very uncertain now. So yeah,
I'll help.
Oh, it is.
I think so.
That's the point. Ayoko.
Maybe not.
No, it's not.
Fine. Can you please tell me what's bothering you?
Ooh, good J cut. Good J cut.
I am such a big fan of J cuts, and fun fact, I only learned about J and L cuts like 6 months ago. So I've been using that term whenever I can, and everyone's like, "What's J or L cut?" I'm just like,
Yeah. I don't. I've been using them for years and then like didn't realize they had a name. But it's like, but it's a good But it's a good. But I love the transition between it, especially with the noises. Yeah. What is the music that they're playing in the background of that? Sounds so familiar.
Wait, let me see. Like, you mean now?
Yesterday.
Oh, yeah, just like the cafe music. I think it was just the cafe music. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Let's keep going.
All right.
Just yesterday, I quit my job.
Oh,
I keep remembering the story of this guy who
I really like the stillness of the shot. And although the frame isn't polarized, through the glass, we still see a lot of, I don't know. I like that we don't see all of him for some reason. And I'm glad it's not a polarized shot.
Yeah, because since he's just quit his job, he's quite in a sort of fog-like state. He's not quite completely there, and so the lack of polarization adds towards that feeling, that sort of sense of confusion that he's having. He's making these massive choices. He just quit his job, And so I wonder, it could be, let's say this shot comes back and he's having all of this foggy, is that he's already having all this fogginess, and then maybe he gets some clarity, and then it becomes a polarized shot. So therefore he understands his choices now.
Wow. I'm not sure how that would look, honestly, on editing. I'm not sure if that
Yeah.
would look. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you imagine something and it might not look good if you just like if it's not polarized and then suddenly it's polarized. I feel like it
Oh,
might look.
it'll be like we'll cut to some different things, and then when we cut back to this, it's polarized. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have a point.
Who lost his balloon at night? Nakasuot siya
Sorry,
ng
that was
costume na
actually quite
parang
funny. Sorry.
pusa.
Sorry, that was really funny for some reason. Oh no, I feel mean.
I didn't want to laugh either, but I found it really funny. I think it's the costume
I think
plus.
it's the costume as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Jody, we don't mean this in a mean way. It was just funny, and maybe you wanted it to be funny or not, but we found it super funny because of the costume.
It's yeah. Well, hold on. Oh yeah, that microphone is working. Sorry, I thought this microphone wasn't working for a sec. It's. But I understand what you're trying to do, especially with the echo and the reverb. But because the reason why it was funny, okay, scientifically, what it is that we're hearing this quiet tone, and then that meow was really loud, and so it contradicted, and so it contradicted the sort of tone, like in the same way when let's say someone's really silent for like a while, and suddenly someone goes bang, it's like we are going to be shocked by it. So I think the meow should have just been a lot more quieter, and then it wouldn't be funny. It's just scientifically we find that funny because it broke the tone.
Yeah, it definitely broke the. It definitely pulled you out of this emotional big moment that
Yeah.
he had. And so I guess again, like yeah, it's a shock for everyone, but in a funny way.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
Let's
meant
keep
to be
rolling
that.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tapos may hawak siyang logo. Kasama niya yung mga kaibigan niya. Nagtatawanan sila pero kung titignan mo ng maigi, parang mga anino yung mga kasama niya.
Oh, I like the cut back to the conversation. That was very good. I felt like because we in our heads he's not in the conversation anymore. Like he was already in his car, ready to go off. Yeah, I felt
Yeah, I like that. The one thing I'll also say is the timing. Okay, so unfortunately the meows were still amusing to me, and I did have to cover my mouth. But I will say the timing is very good, and I like this when the dream and the voiceover kind of ping pong between each other, and it makes both of those experiences really sort of ethereal, and because the timing also is going with the rhythm, and so it kind of puts us into this sort of dreamlike state through memory, and that's often told through like a slower pace, and so the timing is also really good.
Yeah, that's true. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
genuinely surprised that we were brought back to the conversation for some reason, although they were still voice overing basically this whole like montage. But I'm still surprised in that sense, but positively surprised.
Yeah. Also say Jim Wilburn in the chat said like he's loving the new angle. It's very unsettling. Yeah, I agree. Like this, I think this is a brand new angle.
It is, yeah. It's now more of like what's it called again? God, what's it called?
It's not Dutch, but it's just like it's a close up, and I think that's like maybe a 24mm, I think, and again, it's just like it's not. I don't know what type of shot it is, but it looks good.
Yeah, you would never. It's just very unnatural because you would never see like look at someone that in that angle almost ever, even though you're
Yeah.
standing and looking down at him. So I guess in that way he made it very unsettling through that angle, which I find really good.
Yeah.
Tapos bigla na lang niya nabitawan yung lobo niya. Sinubukan niyang habulin. Pero kalagitnaan na wala na lang siya ng pake. And suddenly may sasakyan na paparating and
Ooh, interesting.
I think what could have made this montage a lot better though, I mean it was a good montage to like flashbacks and all that kind of stuff. It just felt very also like a flashback. But I think the sound effect maybe was used a little bit too often for my
Mm,
taste. It just my perspective wise, I feel like it could have been another type of like meow. It could be a deeper meow,
mm,
something with less reverb, more reverb, you know. For me, I think it was just the same sound effect over and over again. So that kind of also takes a little bit away from the emotional state we're in.
mm. Yeah, you're right. I think it was. I became. It might be also. I would say it might be because we brought attention to the meows, but even during it, it was like the meows were a lot, and so it was like, wow, it's the same meow sound effect over and over time, unless it was with an intent that it had a sort of repetitive use. But yeah, there wasn't enough variety because it was the exact same sound effects over and over again. But the feeling of it is still nice. Like
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Like in the editing, the tone that meow does make when used correctly is interesting, but it just felt repetitive.
Yeah. Also, I like this cut. I like this angle as
Yeah.
well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jump cut there. Good. Good. I like that.
I like it. Good jump cut.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
It wasn't that bad.
ano, it wasn't that
Oh.
bad.
Oh, great.
I
Great
mean,
cut there.
it's just a story, right? It was sad
Oh,
though,
oh.
what happened after that.
Siguro,
I'm so sorry, but we have to stop here. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that he really keeps the audience on the toe, like on their toes the
Mm.
whole time. Like I'm literally on the edge of my seat. Like I don't know what's gonna happen next, and I don't want to stop. Although we have to, but
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course, you know,
Yeah.
I'm literally on my edge of of my seat. Like I don't know what's gonna happen
Mm.
next. Like, why are there two angles of him gripping the bed? Like
Mm.
what is he talking about? I don't even know what he's talking about. Like I want to know what actually happened that night. Yeah.
Mm. My theory, and I want to maybe quickly skip to the end to see if the reveal. But the implication that I'm betting is that because he told that story through a third person in a way of like a car hit him, but he has the plaster, he has a thing on his head, and now he has that cut. He's going to reveal that he hit that person, and he's now like going through a lot of guilt because of it. And we're getting a connection because he's doing that thing with his hands, and then we cut to the sort of flip of it, and then also we cut to the reveal of the cat costume, and so it's going to be he hit that person, tried to get away with it, and tried to and then like probably hid the body or something like that. I
Oh,
bet you that's what it is. Yeah.
and he's breaking up with her just because I guess because of the guilt, and it's not because
Yes.
she made time for him. And oh, that's very clever. Like it
Yeah.
was a cover-up story. That's very
Cover up
clever.
story, and then his guilt makes him go self-destructive. Like he doesn't deserve her anymore, and so it's. Look, this is just with me as a storyteller. I can pick up the clues very quickly, but for most audiences, they're gonna really enjoy the experience. And again, I could be completely wrong, and I'm gonna look I'm gonna look silly. But if that is the twist, it's still a great twist.
I can't pick up clues even though, I'm a storyteller filmmaker. I'm really bad at it. Like I'll be that person in the cinema asking you 1,000 questions. What
Oh,
happened?
we'll be terrible. We'll be terrible cinema buddies then. I'll be like, shut the oh, almost saw, but I held it. But yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, you literally be the person in the cinema saying like, what was that? Hold
Yeah.
pause.
Just keep rolling.
We gotta keep rolling, but thank you so much, Jody, for the wonderful
Yeah.
film. You deserve a big round of applause. I kept me at least at the edge of my seat about Hayden. I know Hayden
Yeah.
was bursting out laughing.
I
Um,
held. Yeah, yeah.
busy doing that, but we both enjoyed it very, very, very much. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Yeah, great work, great work. Again, great potential. Really good understand. You load up next film, and then a really good understanding of visual language,
Mm.
especially with the camera angles and the cutting to the wides. Like, yeah, again, great potential. Great, already excellent understanding of film language.
Something I fail to do all the time is eye level. Like
Mm,
yeah, eye level when someone is having a conversation. That is
yeah,
something I personally cannot like comprehend. I don't know why when I shoot, and I feel like sorry, she did that very well with the eye contact. It's hard to do
absolutely.
from an angle, you know. It's
Oh yeah.
yeah, that shit's hard. Okay, this one is called "Music of Blood" by Akash Vara. I
Mm.
hope to God that there is no blood or violence, and if there is, then we sadly have to stop it. But y'all have been warned, so let's go.
That.
Whoa,
Yeah.
guys! I told you. Please.
How good, good though. But okay, just from that though, let's just quickly break that down. But it already looks like we can't really. Maybe your choice. Could we talk about what we just saw? Just to give him a bit of a silver lining.
No, of course.
Um, yeah. So I think good lighting, like in terms of the green, like gives it into that sort of actiony vibe, and it's not just like the cliche teal and orange. Like we're all sick of that. So this is already that John Wick vibe, and I like that a lot.
Oh, it is,
The
yeah.
music was good. The and also what was an interesting moment of him, like in terms of like creating some pacing and energy, like him just just tapping the table, 1 2 3 4. That was good. That was actually really smart. I like that. And I think the two things I would change would be once he knows something's happening, that could have been a close up, maybe even a close up of his ear as well. And the sound design, and again, I still fail at this myself, but it wasn't reverbed to then feel like it was in the room. It was like it was all in like pure stereo close up in a sound booth type of sound design, and so it didn't feel the believability was lost because it didn't feel like it was happening in camera. And then again, it's another hard thing to do. So those are my two main pieces of feedback on that one.
Yeah, I think for me, when I was starting out filmmaking, obviously I'm still learning and I'm not
Yeah.
professional, but I think for me, the thing I did not comprehend in the beginning was that how important audio can be. I only started
Oh yeah.
comprehending that like lately, like recently, like, you know, I started paying more attention to SFX, to, you know, these kind of
Mm,
things. Reverb, does it sound like it's in the room with us? So again, like with these taps that he was doing on the table, it didn't feel like you said, it didn't feel like it was in the room,
mm,
and that again takes the audience away from the film itself. But I love the lighting
mm-hmm,
from the start. I felt like again it was like also very John Wick, and it's very contrasty. Like the green is so green and
mm,
the yellow is so yellow, and that's hard to do even with like
mm,
professional lights. I feel because sometimes it just doesn't do what you want it to, and also
mm,
the blood splatter. Although we are not allowed to show it, the blood was so well done. Like the splatter of the blood, it's
mm.
hard to do that in one take, especially when you're wearing a white shirt and you don't.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, for me, it felt very realistic. The blood spatter. It also looks like blood. Hopefully,
Mm.
it's not, but you know.
Well, we don't know like how extreme they go in these young films nowadays. That we live in a world where extremes the only way for the algorithm to bless us, and so maybe it is time to. No, I can't make that joke. Sorry, I can't be making that joke. Sorry, not this is a safe stream. Sorry,
This is
that's my dark humor, but I can't do that here. Sorry.
my YouTube. Don't.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, look, at least at least I caught myself. That's good. Unfortunately, that's my dark humor, but I can't do that here. I apologize.
Well, sorry guys, we'll have to end the stream here. Yeah, I'm
Hayden
recording.
is now banned, and I am unfriending him from everything.
You're already blocked on Instagram. Okay, but really though, can I like not watch this till the end? Is that something YouTube would ban me for?
I honestly, It wouldn't ban you, and it might get age restricted. However, um, since it will be an AI sort of looking at this, it actually might not know what it saw, and so I don't think it will get flagged. It's like it's dependent on how violent it gets. Like some blood's acceptable, but if the next shot turns into some very horror film visuals, then there we are. It'll be safer to stop it.
Okay, we can try.
Yes.
Hopefully, it's not the next shot. Next shot is not him just stabbing someone repeatedly.
Yeah.
We'll try, but
Okay.
my hand is
We'll
on
risk
my hand.
it.
Okay, my hand is on the pause button.
Okay.
Right.
Ooh. Yep. Unfortunately. Okay. I appreciate what you're trying to do, but yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we can't find out. But I don't want to discourage that being your style, but just due to the nature of Megan's channel, we can't watch that one.
I'm so sorry, Akash, but thank you so much for sharing your film.
Yeah.
We still loved it, and we liked the lighting. And again,
Yes.
it was just more of the audio that was something that pulled us out of the film. But I
Yeah.
personally really liked the lighting and the film style, and the blood splatter was
Yeah.
really realistic for me. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Great
I
work.
just
Great work. Great work.
like don't want to get banned on YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
All right, this is directed by Junie, and it's called Florida Baby. I'm really excited for this one because I saw the thumbnail of this one. It looked like a cool music video.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It's hot as
Yep.
I love that. That's so classic. Okay.
I love creative. I call it creative censoring. Yeah. It's
That's
like
really
having a
good
music.
for it.
Yeah.
God,
And
is that like a thing? Like creative censoring?
I just made up that phrase right now, and I'm gonna copyright it. But like creative censoring, I love that. Yeah, it's something that I've always done. It's like I hate the beep sound effects because if you're in headphones, that beep hurts.
Yeah.
And so I always try to find creative ways to get around it, like we're like doing a needle drop or a different type of sound effects or just muting it. But creative censoring and then the freeze frame is like there's a really great use of it as well.
I love it. Like it also just you immediately all your attention goes to this video. Like it's just
Yeah.
funny. It's genius. And also you should really create a podcast around the name creative censoring.
Creative censoring is actually that's a great name for a podcast. You're absolutely right.
CC. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
It always amazes me that Florida's weather is like so crazy because we don't really get a change in season. We just get like hot and then diet hot. Even though I talk so much shit about Florida, I feel like.
Also, I just want to flag the audio is coming from her phone and it's so crisp. It's amazing. What the hell?
It's so good. Well, again, she's aware of it, and then the fact she's holding her phone like this. She's doing a stand-up routine.
Mm-hmm.
It's which is a really really good in the same way that when you go to like comedy shows or like a local comedy bar and they come on stage and they got the microphone, she's just doing exactly that, but she's doing it in outside of a deli with this really good colors, good framing.
I love the colors.
Yeah, but really really good vloggers are essentially just stand-up comics, and she's doing exactly that. And it was a great joke there. Like Florida is hot, and then there's diet hot. Like that's brilliant. That's really really funny and very relatable. So again, I'm already loving this.
Yeah, I love the outfit, and the outfit goes so well with the background as well. I find that one of the hardest things to do in my videos, obviously because you're just somewhere in the world, and you don't know what to wear that would fit your surrounding and look good on screen. It's different when it looks good in real life plus on screen. Like, you know what I mean? Like the colors.
Yeah, it's hard to anticipate, but visually why it works is a good color contrast in the fact that the majority of the building is like red, brick, and brightish colors, whereas hers is more muted colors, like dark, her top is like a darker blue, her trousers are like a darker brownish, and then like that creates a really good sort of visual separation. And so yeah, she stands out really well from it. And so again, it might have been a good coincidence, but also it works aesthetically really well.
Yeah. And one more last thing before we go on, but like
Mm.
you were saying that vloggers are essentially really good stand up, and I feel like
Yeah.
she is not doing any fancy shots here. It's literally just one shot
Yeah.
frontal on her, but she's still, it's so interesting to watch her because of like the way she's saying. Her audio is crisp, and like what she's saying, which
Mm.
I find really difficult to do in my videos. That's why I have a lot of angles. Just to hide that, but she's doing it so well. So I feel
Yeah.
like she has pure talent.
Let's keep going.
The weather is really where it's at. Like you're comfortable and you get to be outside so much. Whereas with other places, especially like Denver or something, it gets too cold to where you can't even do anything outside. I think that's what's missing in my life right now. Just going to the water. A lot of it is spent with me complaining about the humidity, but I'm not doing anything to mitigate it either. So
That was it.
Oh. Oh, that was it. Oh, okay. Oh, she's probably still workshopping the video, but and then I hope the main thing I would have done is because of the way that she said those things. She said it. I would say it was said in the wrong order, and it could have been fixed back around. So it was like it could have been like, but yeah, here I am, and like with the humidity, and I'm not really doing anything about it, and then cut. I guess I should just like go to the water, then cut to her at a lake. Like that
Ah,
could have been really funny.
that could have, yeah, that's true. Genius,
Mm,
Aiden.
yeah,
That's true. But
it's sometimes
I
yeah.
honestly right the video. I feel like even though this was like an intro to like a vlog or like even like a video by itself, I think from that she has shown that she has great talent speaking to the camera super comfortably as well, which not a lot of people can do. It's not
Yeah.
something that just you're just born with, you have to like practice. And I feel like she's good at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Great talent in just being very confident with the camera. It's treating it like a stand-up like is a really good way of doing it. And other ways of doing it, it's like instead of trying to speak to like millions of people, speak to one person. Like think of your best friend.
Yeah.
Like when like at the end of the day, you call your best friend or your boyfriend or your girlfriend and you tell them about what you got up to that day. That energy to the camera is a really authentic performance,
Mm.
and it really like Ryan Trahan does that very well, where like he does kind of like address us, but he's also kind of he always tries to talk to one person.
Yeah.
And Hank and John Green do it really well, even though even though there millions of people tune into them every day, they still only talk to each other as brothers. They still say, "Good morning, John. I want to tell you about this. Good morning, Hank. I want to tell you about this." Talk to one person, and it's very relatable.
Whoa, that is really good advice. Because I'm still a new
Mm.
YouTuber. I need that advice. Thank you so much.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm learning so much. I'm learning so much from my own life. By the way, Junie is in the live and she's saying thank you to both of us. So we're just gonna give her a round of applause.
Hey, well done, Julie.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Junie.
honestly, yeah. Again, the thing that I'm getting a lot of this is your audience has excellent potential.
They
Like I'm
do.
seeing the potential of all of these guys, and I'm loving that. Like I'm excited to see if this is what you're doing now, what you're going to be doing later, and that
I
is
know.
such a great feeling. So that's also when you feel collecting a great audience.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing this for 3 weeks now, and even my
Mm,
audience are saying there's so much great talent in all of these people who submitted, and
mm,
yeah, we're just overwhelmed with submissions, and I'm so glad because I get to see what my subscribers actually are creating, and it's so interesting to see everyone's perspective and how they play around with their own creativity, and obviously with you coming onto this, I'm just gonna say like podcast
mm,
live, it
mm.
brings in so much input as well, what I wouldn't have, what you do. So I
Yeah,
find it super interesting, and it's just amazing to see how much potential these people have and how much talent all of them have.
absolutely. All right, should we jump on to the next one then?
Righty. His name is Alan. Oh my God, that's
Alan,
you.
Alan, Alan.
So we call Hayden Alan because he's like the Alan from Barbie.
He is my spirit animal. Yeah, it's like I aspire to be like him.
And now more so with your like mullet thing going on.
Oh god, this. Yeah, I love this style. I'm bringing mullets back. It's. We need more mullets. We need more. We're bringing back the '80s hairstyle.
Literally, it's giving Ellen from the 80s. All right, this is from Ellen. I don't know what it's called, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully, no
I think it's
blood.
called directed by Alan. Alan. Good vibe, good
I
film
love.
grain, good music. Someone's been watching Minari.
Oh, wait, I fucking love this shot. Am I allowed to say fucking?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Ah, shit. Okay. Anyways, but I really.
And then you just swore again. Look, swearing's fine. It's the rule is not to swear in the first 20 seconds, and then as long as you don't start saying the higher value swears, it's fine. It's perfectly fine.
Okay, as long as you're not saying the British swears, Hayden.
Yes. Oh, that's got to be into so. Okay, audience, I live in America, and there are British swear words in England that are used very liberally. That I had to find out the hard way. You cannot say here, and I got in huge trouble because of it.
You really can't, Hayden. Like that's
Yeah.
it's just rude, straight out rude.
Oh, it's a terrible. Okay, now it has a different meaning in England, but here, oh my God, absolutely not. I should never, ever, ever say that word. Oh my, yeah, yeah, never, never, never. No, I won't. I won't. I promise. Sorry, I'm having a lot of fun here, but yeah.
I just wanted to say the tracking shot is amazing. You know how
Yes.
hard it is to get a super stable, perfect tracking shot like this one. It's in focus. The colors are great. The lighting is great. It's stable as hell. Like this is hard. I love
Yeah.
it.
It's
It's
you're
crazy.
so right. Getting that shot is insane. That is great skill.
Yeah.
A great skill, great vibe. Like it felt professional. As in, like if an A24 movie opened with that, I would believe it.
Hey, Hayden is gonna be locked in. We are locked
Yeah,
in.
I'm locked
Yeah.
in.
This
Especially
video.
also,
Sorry.
especially with the sound as well. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but yeah, especially with the sound as well. In the breathing, it's intimate. And with the context of the running, it kind of works stylistically because when you do get in a run, that is the only thing that you hear. And then we're not really hearing anything else. And then the music, the piano comes in. It's really, really beautiful. This was shot at golden hour or sunrise, and so all of this is wonderful. Yeah, the color grading on it is beautiful.
I can tell this wasn't shot. I think it's not shot on the camera. If I, okay, maybe I will look silly after I find out it is maybe shot on the camera, but it feels like it's shot on like an iPhone, but it's so well done.
Mm,
And even though it's shot on an iPhone and the color grading, it just immediately feels like a film. And I don't know how
yeah.
else to explain it, but I feel like film is always a feeling more than something
Yes.
you can explain. But
Yeah.
okay, that's very deep. Okay, let's go on.
I love it. No, I love it though. No, you're right. Yeah. Ooh.
So good.
Yes.
I love the ending
Yeah.
shot. Wait, hold up. Oh my god, the ending shot was just her eyes in this red light, and it was
Mm,
perfect because she was going like a 360 with her. That
yeah.
that is
Yeah.
so powerful. Ellen.
That's
It's
this
great.
beautiful. I can feel the art in this in a really wonderful way. I especially all the cuttings in between. It's interesting in well, red works in a natural environment because we often you got the same red as brake like reds, and
Yes.
so we kind of believe it, but also stylistically it still works. Yeah, this is beautiful. Like beautiful vibe. Like of course, obviously there isn't really a story, but actually this is just a vibe. It was a really wonderful vibe,
Yeah.
and really believed it, and it was kind of beautiful. So yeah, this was great.
I freaking loved it. I can tell that she thought or he thought about the story first, the shots first
Mm,
before the story. But I personally am exactly the same. Like I think of the shots
mm,
first before the story. And I think this is really, as you said, just pure good vibes, good shots.
hmm
I really, really enjoyed it, although it only went 32 seconds, but
Yeah.
it's
The Sorry, my phone's about to die, and that's my camera. Hold on.
oh,
Hold on.
no worries.
Yeah. See, it's my camera. Hold on. Wait, there we go. Let me plug it in.
There are
Hello.
always this type of like backroom rooms. I can't explain it, Hayden.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have my house is very like odd in terms of like it changes a lot. Anyway, um, it was I made the joke when I first started watching it, but it definitely gave me Minari vibes, which is a wonderful movie. And so I definitely felt that in this one as well, like the color palette and the style of it, especially with those running shots. This very Ari Aster sort of feeling, and or in more so in the arty sense rather than the like the odd sense. But yeah, this was great. Like it's like reels like this would make any A24 producer come knocking.
Yeah, that's
Mm,
true. You better post it,
yeah.
Alex. Post it, like literally now. But yeah, I just feel like this would have been also like a great Loewe ad, like Loewe,
Mm,
like the brand. I feel like
yeah.
because especially during like this tomato campaign right now, I feel if you just added that logo Loewe, perfect.
Mm,
Bought.
yeah, you're so right. Yeah, and then maybe like a really, really interesting VO, such as
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and then like something that then motivates that product. Yeah, like it's like you're already on your way to a really good ad for this for a product.
Yeah, this could be like a great pitch, honestly. Like really
Yeah.
down to earth now. It would be a pitch for a perfume. I feel like
Yes. Yeah, this would be
people
a great
buy a
perfume ad.
perfume like that.
Yeah.
Great job to Ellen.
Woo!
Don't even know what the name of the film is, but directed by Alan it is. Okay. Um this is called I Am Vessel by Enoch. Enoch? Okay, I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Ooh, animation. Oh, it's really going into that 80s. Oh, interesting.
I'm bewildered. Oh my
I love
god.
it. Like, no, honestly, no notes so far.
Ah, I'm so excited to watch this.
Uh, Ooh.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I got too excited. Let me just like take my excitement. I feel like this is something you will listen to, Hayden.
I feel like fuck, I can't make those jokes. Okay, I was trying to make some sort of like I am on some sort of very powerful substance watching this type of video. I'm trying to be as sorry, Meg. Sorry, Megan. I'm trying to be as vague about it.
Hayden, it's PG here.
I'm
Please
sorry. Okay.
take
Okay.
your British butt somewhere else.
Okay. I apologize. I respect that. I will respect that boundary. But yes, the music of this is really really nice. The style, it understands the pacing of those early 80s games. That and so also it seems like the music seems to be composed with this in mind as well. Like it is original music. And so yeah, this I have no idea what's happening, but I'm in. And it's because of it, a lot of it just feels very well polished in trying to get that janky style, but in this really beautiful way.
The pans of the camera, like I know I
Mm,
know a little bit about 3D animation. I don't know a lot, but I know that if you want to get a certain angle and that kind of pan into, facing the person, that's super hard to do. I mean, it's like
mhm.
one whole track of a pan, I think. I don't know. Correct me if
Yeah.
I'm, but it just
I,
felt,
Yeah. I've
you know,
never done 3D animation myself. It is that's I have a huge as an editor, I have a huge blind spot in anything in terms of graphics or motion graphics or animations or VFX. So I have tremendous respect for them capable of doing this. And so yeah, this retro, but for me, main thing, this retro vintage style is done really, really well, and even like the camera movement feels like what I would get in those early '80s games.
Yeah, I'm ready to play this game. Okay, I'm so excited to see it. I just need to
Yeah,
pause my excitement for this in case I just scream out loud. All right.
yeah, okay. Ah, wait, wow.
Tell me where is home. Spisakis påsuvagnes
Oh, interesting.
Arcturus and God
Wow.
forbade.
Sorry, I just again excitement stop pause. He's also his name is Random Guy on YouTube and he's also in this chat. Random Guy, this is freaking amazing. Like even the music is so it just like gets like it just scratches something in my brain that I never thought had to be scratched.
Yes. So this is really, yeah, a lot of this is very, very satisfying, and I'm in, as in a lot of we don't quite know what's going on, but we want to know, and it's because just the world is just the world is just so inviting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's and so it's one of those, it feels like I like to phrase it as in like when you meet someone really, really exciting and like they seem to be very impulsive, and they're like, hey, come on an adventure with me, and you don't know where they're going to take you, but you love their energy so much that you want to go with them. And that's also really good storytelling. It's like, come join me on this adventure, and I'm in this, and so join the system, and it's like that can be very interesting. However, though, really interesting visual storytelling. As they entered, their flower died, and
Yeah.
so could this be, even though this is a beautiful place, I wonder then, is it going to turn into this blue character feeling hesitant because maybe part of them dies by joining the system, by entering the matrix in a way, in terms of like conforming. So I wonder if it's going to be that type of story, and then they discover something beautiful. I want to find out.
Yeah, maybe he becomes the gray people when he enters this system. But I
Or
don't
doesn't want to. Mm.
yeah. I like I'm so amazed by such talent because I never know like how do you even think of this? You know, like how
Yeah.
do you idea to do this? Like
Mm.
the capacity to do this is crazy. Okay.
Yeah. Let's keep going. Oh no, there we go. Yeah.
In which higher plane do we belong?
Yeah, and the flower stays alive.
Try to find in lieu of my own song. Toxins of thy systems not to see. Mind needs get away for this silo.
I'm just no. I'm loving it.
Absolutely
No
no
notes. Yeah. Yeah.
Like what the hell? I can't even give notes because I'm not even capable of doing something like this. Like how am I supposed to give feedback to something, I'm not I can't judge this at all because it's just so good,
Yeah.
God, my
I'm loving it.
I saw the flags I was once at feet.
Oh yeah.
There's only make friends. with moon and sun. Hello, moon. Hello, sun.
Hmm. Wow.
Literal goosebumps.
I
Oh my god.
am Vessel. Wow, that was
Oh my
beautiful.
god.
Yeah.
Freaking amazing. Oh my god.
So that is just the whole feeling of that was absolutely wonderful. And the only feedback I would give on this is there was a slight contradiction in so joining the system, people go and then begin to orbit that planet and kind of conform, and therefore they lose their sort of like their spirit, basically, their own tree of life.
Yeah.
However, though, going around in circles. So therefore, when the large tree version says like, "Hey, like, come be a community with us and discover your own like uniqueness," but then they start going around in a circle and holding hands, and so they've all started conforming
Yeah.
as
And
the same person.
like there's so many groups of them doing that as well, I think.
Oh, maybe. Okay. Maybe. So I might have missed something. And so that's the only thing that felt contradicting to me. It's in like they should have all had their own unique expression rather than a conformity. But but apart from that, that was the only thing that in terms of like a studio note, that would be the only thing. It's like make sure they're all doing unique stuff rather than conforming themselves, which is always an irony with communities. Is that the irony of communities is they're all saying they're all so different, yet they all are now doing the same thing. It's just a really funny irony towards people. Yeah, we're just trying to break away from the system, and then they're all the same person. I've seen that so often, and it's just very funny.
I think that was his point though, actually. I feel
Maybe,
like
yeah, maybe so.
I think well, in my how I
Mm,
interpreted it was that they wanted it to seem like it was a free spirit kind of like cult, I'm gonna say.
mm,
In general, I think they wanted to pull him into this other system that he didn't want to be a part of, and then therefore went off to do something else, and then therefore grew his own tree, so to say. And the people who stayed in that conformed, you know, cult didn't grow their own trees because they didn't have their freedom.
mm,
So
yeah.
that I interpreted that. But he said, well, he's in the chat right now. Random guy
Mm,
said, or well, Enoch said that he's starting to learn Blender, and that's
mm,
what he did with Blender. And Eon is his friend that does the music. So that song is called "I'm Vessel," and I am amazed, really, truly.
yes,
Um, yeah,
that was wonderful. Honestly, yes. I liked the vibe. I liked the feeling. I liked the execution. All of that done in Blender. Uh, it just the fascinating image of just walking across space. That was wonderful. That was absolutely wonderful.
what pulled me in also the most was the steps, like the sounds
Yeah.
of the steps. Like, in the beginning, I really, really like that. I just want to search "I Am Vessel" on
Mm.
Spotify. I'm not sure if it's on Spotify, but I really like the song. Like,
Oh, the
genuinely,
song was great. Yeah, I can
song,
imagine. I love music like that when you're driving home on like an hour or two drive at night.
that
I
yeah, exactly.
really kind of love that sort of outrun synthwave type of music, and
Oh
so
yeah.
this is gonna yeah. So this is definitely gonna be on my Spotify now. I am Vessel.
Okay, guys, follow. It's by Eon, and it's "I Am Vessel," no spaces, and all small. It's crazy. Like,
Mm.
everyone should hear this. I'm gonna like put this in my playlist. Also, I need to charge my
Oh yeah,
phone. Just
got it.
realized as well. But yeah, I am truly amazed. All right. Thank you so much, Enoch, for showing this to the world. I hope you post it and get someone to, I don't know, to fund this somehow. And
Hmm.
you go, man. Like, this could
Yeah.
be the start of a music video career.
Oh yeah, that was wonderful.
It was really, it just felt like also something I would see in a Radiohead
Mm.
music video for some reason. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like a really, really great music video. It was, yeah, I'll see it Radiohead or Coldplay or like
Yeah, yeah.
if Daft Punk was still making music and they made something in that sort of style, it's like, yeah, there is. Honestly, I would want a Joji song with that music video.
Oh, yeah, Joji. Yeah, it also felt quite Joji, like the music style.
Yeah,
It felt very slow, and it's like I don't have a care in the world. It's my own pace kind of music, and I really, really like that. It was,
absolutely.
that was so
All right,
refreshing. Thank you so much, Enoch.
well done, well done. That was great.
Yeah. Okay, the next film was by Ruchir Kumar.
Yeah,
Also, no title, so we'll see what's about.
well, I feel bad for them coming up after this, after what we just watched.
Real quick, was that like a microphone on his head?
I think it was just a jacket, but
Oh,
I thought that too.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's just a jacket.
Baby,
Oh, interesting.
I like the.
Mm. Then
I'm yours, and I'll be yours until the stars fall from the sky. Yours until
It's two drawer shots today. What is going on?
two draw shots. It's we're trying to add movement, and it's a very common thing to do. It's I have to say I have a I have a friend who's a lecturer who teaches film at a university, and he does have a student film checklist of cliches, and unfortunately this hits two. What is this hits three actually? I'm afraid. Oh, I'm being mean again. Sorry. It was like a lot. Like opens with an alarm clock. Um, like a snorri cam POV type of shot, you know, when like they're holding the cameras, they're moving around and they're dizzy, and then like it's either open a fridge or a drawer shot. So it was hit three of those cliches, but it's still like I can, but it's all part of the journey that we hit cliches, so therefore we can then learn how to be better ourselves. And so I never fault anyone for doing it as they're beginning to be filmmakers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see it as something like a beginner would do,
Mm.
or I don't see it as a bad thing, honestly, like
Yeah.
hitting the cliches. But
Yeah, exactly. It's part of the process, and so so I never fault or judge anyone for it. But it also still is an interesting thing in that. And so in terms of the filmmaking, if we're going for that sort of shakiness feeling, and then it cut to that one tripod shot of him entering the kitchen,
right.
that broke the visual language, and so it could have been there some digital camera shake, or if it was filming. If you weren't filming this on your own, could you have had someone else be like following you in with that sort of shaky cam style? It's that could have added to it as well.
Right. For me, what pulled me out a little bit was the lighting, the
Yeah.
coherence of the lighting wasn't as I expected somehow. Like it started off very bright, then suddenly with the snorri cam, it was
Mm.
pinkish dark, and then like coming to the kitchen, it felt like a nighttime. So
Mm.
here, maybe I'm wrong, but it might be nighttime. But I'm
I think
also
it's
confused.
yeah. I can see by the window that it's daytime, so he probably filmed this at different days or just didn't get the exposure correctly on his camera. Which again is part of the process to learn how to expose correctly.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Jim Wilborn is saying, "Can we please get that cliche?"
I'll reach out to him and see if I can get I think he's like he has a bingo card, and he does it with his when he's teaching them he does it with his class during like the first year. They all have like like student film bingo card, and it's just like I need to see if I can get a copy of that.
Yeah, I need that. Send it to me definitely if you
Yeah.
do get it someday.
the rivers all run dry. In other words, until I die. Baby,
funny.
I'm yours. Baby, I'm yours. And I'll be yours until the sun no longer shines.
That's interesting.
That was an interesting match cut, but I also didn't really get I sadly didn't get the coherence between the between the whole story and then like the chai, or
Mm.
the whole story was about him making the chai. I wasn't sure,
I
but
think, was this about waking up and you're feeling delirious, like you've had a bad night's sleep, everything sucks, and then and you begin seeing things such as like a clone version of yourself outside, and therefore the only way to become coherent is like you have your chai. Like in the same way that for me, I have my coffee, and because we had that with the darkness, like, oh, I'm still in a bad place because I haven't had my chai, and then the moment he takes a sip and then the caffeine kicks in, he's now ready for a good day. I
oh,
think that's what was going on there.
smart, smart, smart. I didn't think about it
Mm.
that way.
Yeah.
I like the match cuts. I like the suddenly it was dark and then it was just his chai, and
Mm.
then he sipped it and it was him back in his bed or whatever in the daylight. I like that, and also I really like the font of this.
John T in the chat says this is the Indian version of "Don't talk to me before I've had my coffee."
Oh yeah, because it's chai. Yeah, but I freaking love masala chai. Like it's so tasty, honestly.
So I appreciate you. I appreciate you both of us calling it chai because I remember that one joke in Across the
Oh,
Spider Verse. It was like, "Oh, I love chai tea. You love chai tea? I mean, you're just saying tea."
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
I need to
I
rewatch that movie. It's
yeah.
such a great movie.
Ever since that meme, I'm just like, okay, I'm never saying chai tea again. Okay, but for me,
Alright,
I've
so
never
yeah,
said chai
great.
tea.
So with this, Risha, I think a good execution, good intent. I think the many other things I'll do is uh try to get the pacing better because those shots when you're trying to get that POV stuff, and like you're trying to light up the stove, but I could see that you were struggling with it because like it went up there, and then we held it for like 2 seconds, and then you lit it because you were struggling to probably handle both. But if you're trying to go for that Edgar Wright type of style, it should have like gone in, click. Like there should have been a better momentum through all of this. But it's yeah, I could tell that you had fun making this, and that's actually a really rare sort of feeling of like this was an experiment, but yeah, and you had fun, and that's a great feeling.
Yeah, honestly, yes. I agree to everything you said. So I'll give you a round of applause.
Yeah,
Thank you for
well
sharing.
done.
Yes. Okay. Next one is and how do you pronounce that word? Anal
Analepsis.
God, yeah, I'm just dyslexic.
I don't even know what that I don't even know what that means. Wait, or
Analepsis.
wait. Okay, no, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. Fuck, it's another rude joke. Sorry. Oh, for God's sake. Analepsis definition. A literary device in a narrative in which a past event is narrated at a point later than its chronological place in the story. Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, Joe
And
Collins.
we've just been schooled in storytelling.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got.
Uh-oh. Love it. Wow.
I mean, is this a prank? I feel like this is a prank. Skip ahead.
Is this a prank? Oh no, it's not. It's
Okay.
not. Okay, let's go from here.
Okay, that was interesting.
That was very
Were they
long.
trying to do like a slate?
I
Not a
don't
slate.
know.
I don't know. Okay. Okay, I like that. I love muffled underwater sounds.
Oh, okay. The sound is very well done.
Hmm.
definitely feels very like dead wife montage from the beginning of the film. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Uh, I call it the "sweetie, come back to bed" montage. And then they do the thing, with like the cut with the bed sheets covering them up, and so they can get the nice lighting on it. It's very dead. Yeah, it's very dead wife montage, which unfortunately is in also, if I remember it, that is in the student film cliche bingo card. Dead wife montage.
Stop, Hayden. We do
Yeah.
not bring that up. Mm-mm. I like it though. He did it very well. Like Joe did
Yes.
a very good job on that.
Mhm. Yeah, very eternal. Jim Morgan saying very eternal, like it's like sometimes spotless mind.
I'm so scared. It's just gonna lead to violence, and I will have to stop. I'm so scared.
Let's see. All right, have your finger on the pause button.
This feels like a gas mask. It is a
Yeah.
gas war. The sound design is amazing though.
Yeah. A lot of this is told through sound.
Oh, I love that.
Go on, George. Go on, let's play. Go
I
on.
love that.
Oh, interesting.
It feels like a psychological thriller you would watch in 2010.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. It feels it feels very Nolan-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the end of Inception kind of thing. Mhm.
Yeah.
I like it. I really do.
Watch this. You try it. Go on. Go on, George.
Also, just I don't know when he, filmed this, but the set design, the ball obviously is an old ball. It's an old leather ball, and
Mm.
his clothing, like they did it all very well in the sense that you definitely feel like you've been taken back like 30, 40 years,
Yeah. This is very World War II coded into like England in World War II,
Mhm.
especially with all of the styles. And so to even get the football in the style that it would have been then is very good. And even the coloring,
Yeah.
it's because of movies like Saving Private Ryan and things like that most things set around that time period have that sort of muddy brownish style, but so it works really, really well. It's like it's so he understands the film language that kind of becomes like a universal thing. I hate this, but it's like, how when some movies, when they go to Mexico, they put on that really annoying yellow filter on top of everything. It's that sort of same thing, but it's because it works. We've been conditioned over time with the film language to understand that with this, World War II movies have the brown muddish feeling, and it works.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
I think what's it called again? Not All Good on the Western Front. What's it called? All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh, quite on the Western Front, yeah.
They
Well,
didn't have that look. They had a very cold, bluish war look.
mm,
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like this very muddy, nostalgic feel to it, and we're actually programmed to think
mm,
happening 30, 40 years ago. I don't know when it was filmed, but I'm very interested to know.
yeah.
You'll be big and strong, like me one day.
Mm.
Class, multiplication, pick up your pen.
I love all this is filmed POV.
This morning
Great.
I don't expect to see any ink blots on any of your pages. Alice, stop it.
Using ink pen.
Mm. I don't even know where you can get one nowadays. There it is, 1927. So this is World War One. Well, before. This would have been before World War One. No.
No, it's not.
19. So yeah, post World War One. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So this is interesting. Okay. I really should have paid attention in history.
Jenkins! That's an ink blot, another ink blot in your jotter!
Hayden, what are they saying? Translate. What are they saying?
Oh, I wasn't listening. I was enjoying. I was like, "Oi, British! You put the ink spots in it. Who do you think you are? Right, that's it. Detention." Very British. I had a teacher like that as well. It was. But I was enjoying it.
Hey, Smith.
Oi!
Oi.
If you put any egg spots on it, you're gonna get a right kicking, in it, right? It's
God,
very
This is so well done though. Like
Yeah.
the movie shots, it just feels like you're actually him. Okay. Damn.
Oh, to get a newspaper printer like that, that's another good touch. Oh, hello.
Did they do that? Like even the furniture, look at that. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, they're in a train. Right.
Yeah. So this is now they'll be in World War II. So they've grown up. They're now like. This would be them leaving, like leaving the war, like maybe they escaped through Dunkirk or something.
Yeah.
Or they're going into war. No, they're definitely coming out. Wow.
Okay, maybe Joe Collins is just like this, like an old guy that actually had all this footage from World War II, and just like literally just cut it and submitted it into my Google Drive, and now we're watching his memoirs.
Yes, it really does feel like that, which is excellent.
Yeah. Oh my god. For the girl. Like, they even got the photo right. Like,
Wow, the production design on this is fantastic.
It's really phenomenal. Even the train, like, how do you even get a train like that to film? And
Oh well, actually, surprisingly, trains like that are still quite accessible in England.
okay.
Yeah, they're very well preserved, and we still use them today, like those trains. Like it's quite incredible.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow, this is incredible. We have to stop here, but I just want to.
Oh yeah.
I want to scroll down to the end. I just want to see like what. Oh.
There it is. Yep. Ashner in the chat was correct. Ashner said, "I think he's dying, and these are his flashbacks." So you were right in terms of memoirs. Yeah, we're genuinely seeing his memoirs.
How did you catch up on that so fast? Like oh God, I'm just slow, But, okay, moving on. Really great job.
That's great.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I think it was. I like the bravery in no music and really slow-paced style. That was very brave. The only thing that I was unsure of, I think he was trying to do a digital slate. I forgot what they're called specifically. That's why he had those sensor bars at the beginning. He was trying to do a DCP type of export when you're meant to where it helps the theater know what's how to make sure it hits -6 on sound.
Oh.
But you're not meant to do it like that. You're only meant to do it for 2 frames. But he did it for like a minute. So maybe it's different rules in England. But yeah, you're only meant to do like a beep for like 2 frames, and then the projectionist is able to match that to therefore make sure there's no peaking audio.
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't even know that.
Oh, I only learned that about 7 months ago, because I had to export something to put into a cinemas. Which was fun. Like I had something in the cinemas, but I had to do all of those things, and I didn't know what any of them were, and I had to get a professional to help me. But yeah, even I learned that recently.
Are we allowed to know what you put in the cinemas?
Oh, it wasn't. Yes. So hold on. Wait. That's just pretty cool. All right. Yeah. Give me a sec.
Hayden just has to go into his archive. So Dylan Borrows, you were saying uploaded my film just now. Do you think you'll be able to get around to it? So not today because like these are literally just five of like hundreds of submissions that I got. So that's why I'm doing it every week for around 2 to 2.5 hours whenever I have the
Mm.
time on Sundays. But yeah, sadly not every time we do one of these, we only get around to like 10 films per session, which is really sad, but also like
Mm.
that's why I'm doing it every week. So thank you for submitting and thank you for your patience.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that so this was it was silly. It was a YouTube movie, so it wasn't like a big movie, but it was this one. So it was Legends of the Paranormal with Sam and Colby, who are
Oh,
like ghost hunters. But we put this in this. Yeah, this is the movie poster, and this was signed by them. But this is the cool thing for me. This is and I edited the whole movie in like less than 2 months. But it's like this is it. This is my first ever cinema stub.
oh,
Yeah. So
congrats.
so for about 2 weeks, it was in like AMC cinemas and Regal cinemas, like across America,
Oh my God.
and so it was an amazing experience for me to go into. Like I had fun the whole afternoon. I just went to a bunch of different cinemas and then just see like the name of their movie, just like
Yeah.
on and like being able to buy it. And so I then bought one of the tickets, like and just like again, fantastic experience to be walking into a cinema room and seeing the cinema room full and it's like all of their fans like watching the movie. It was great. It was an amazing experience. Really, really amazing experience.
I bet. My God, I wish to have like, one of these experiences one day, honestly. Can you just go
You,
in the cinema and say like, oh, that one? Yeah.
yeah. You don't need the wish. Like it absolutely will happen for you.
Thanks, Hayden. God, it's a shit ton coming from you. Well, I can't swear. Okay, I think this one has to be our last one, sadly, for today.
Yeah.
But it's called Another Day by Diego Pecha. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Oh, interesting.
I think we can watch this one to the end because it's
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
50 seconds. Okay.
I think it's a music video.
Oh wait, funny thing. Okay, so I met him in New York because I think he came to my New York walk. I think this
Mm-hmm.
is Diego because I met him as well. And he goes to NYU he studies film. So I'm very excited.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, I'm excited for this. Could have opened here.
Hmm?
I think it should have started here. Like the
Mm-hmm.
whole thing should have started there. Like it's interesting tones, but didn't give enough, didn't raise enough questions for me to want to know more. But now I want to know more.
Mm-hmm. I felt like the waves might have been a little bit too long for my taste.
Yeah,
But I really like the red going around
yeah. That was
shot.
very that was very Euphoria style. So I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Ross over whereof trust. When the love rolls over, rolls.
It was like very theatrical.
Yeah. I like a good moment in the sense of we're on this close up on him, and for the guy who the intimidator to cross across that camera, like really made him feel a lot more vulnerable. Like he was taking over that shot as well. Like this, it made him feel a lot more vulnerable. So I think that was a good moment to have that. Make sure that was in the edit.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
feel like there it should have cut. Like
Mm.
when he starts singing "Don't Let Me Down." I think,
Down.
yeah, cut.
Closer,
Like,
yeah, close up on him, get a bit more interesting insight.
mhm.
And also the it could have been a tighter reaction on could have been a tighter cut on when the Intimidator shouts and then he wakes up. That could have been a lot tighter as well. Like really, I think that went on for like 5 frames, maybe even I would even say 10 frames too long to really close up that gap. And so those two things, momentum flow there.
Yeah.
Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
I think in terms of we don't need to see him like get up and leave the room. If we're trying to do those types of cuts, it's like we could have him sitting up, that text comes in, and then cut to the washing the face thing. Which it's and just washing the face thing. It's skipping time. That creates an interesting sense of this is a routine. When I interviewed the Bear editors, they talked about it a lot, where they had like a daily routine thing that they cut to the same sequence like 5 times, but with the jump cutting, basically meant to represent that it's so routine that we don't record it in our memory that we're doing it, and so therefore creating that feeling of like the basic things that we do that we're used to doing that our brain knows is not needed. Time does skip in a weird way. And so we can have that with this. And then that would then create more of a feeling of this being if this is a reoccurring nightmare, that then is then like emphasized even more by by a jump cutting of the routine.
Wow, I've never thought about it that way. I mean, obviously that's why you speak to people like the editors of Bear, you know. No, but that's an amazing perspective, and I think I could use that as well, and everyone else obviously in the chat could use that to edit. Cause yeah, you're right. I don't remember brushing my teeth this morning. I don't remember washing my face this morning. I don't remember taking a shower because it's automatic. And I think exactly. I feel like the pan was a little bit unnecessary in the sense that because you already have this like nice pacing music, I would have cut it already there before panning to the door, waiting for him to open the door, get out of the door, and then now we see him washing his face. It could have skipped him eating breakfast, having conversation with someone or something like that, but
yeah.
Nobody ever loved me like she does. Ooh, she does. Yes, she does. And if somebody loved me like she do me, ooh, she do me.
Yeah, that could have been trimmed down.
Okay, now, what are we going to do?
I don't feel good.
What are you talking about?
I feel like I don't know. I don't see the sense in putting the shot of him scooping the cereal because I think we're very focused on the conversation now and what this girl is trying to tell him or what he's trying to tell her. That I wouldn't have cut back to it. Just my perspective.
It's when it's very obvious when they're trying to cut to different takes of the same shot, and so they cover it up by cutting to a close-up of action that doesn't say anything. It's now that you become aware of it, you're gonna see it everywhere, even in TV and film. Like you can tell that they cut to a close-up because they needed a different take. It was. But again, yeah, it's unless there's a symbolism with that cereal, there's no reason for it to be there. On another note, interesting sort of production in the sense of her outfit. It looks like she had a night out, or she did, but because it was out of focus, I thought she had a black eye originally. And so I thought this was opening up like an unfortunate domestic story, but turns out she just has a star on her eye, and so it's an interesting question there. But I thought it was going to be a domestic story.
I didn't think it was going to be a domestic story, but I did think it was sort of like a birthmark on her face at first, and then obviously I saw it was a star. Could you give us a good example of what would have been a better cut other than the scooping of cereal to make it a little bit more meaningful? Like, what would you have put in there if you had to take another take but also still wanted to make it meaningful?
So I'm reminded when the editor, Yorgos Lanthimos' editor, I'm just casually name dropping. When I interviewed Yorgos Lanthimos' editor, he chose this really, really great shot in the movie Kinds of Kindness, where Emma Stone's in the kitchen, and then Jesse Plemons comes down, and he's like hiding at like the sort of at the frame of the door entering into the kitchen, and there's this really, really long, slow push in, and the whole time it feels like Jesse Plemons like taking away Emma Stone's space, and then Emma Stone's getting more and more vulnerable until Jesse then did the line where he then did this really unrealistic demand, and the whole thing that a lot of it is in this stage. The staging would also help you with the framing and how you're filming it, and maybe they didn't really have the room for it. But for me, I would have had maybe a wide, and if they're having this type of conversation and they're sort of more or less arguing with each other, I then would have had that wide and then a very, very, very slow push in to then make the kitchen, or maybe even a push out. So therefore, depending on the lens, the kitchen gets more and more tighter, and therefore creates a better sense of claustrophobia between these two arguing. And so I would have liked this kept it as a wide.
That is
but with a camera movement, yeah.
Yeah. No, that is very interesting because I think more oftentimes than not, I don't think enough about camera movement, and it's something that either break or make your film. And I think a lot of filmmakers, plus myself, when we do camera movement, we think it's a cool movement, but then after you see it, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't give meaning, or it takes away meaning from the film, which is so interesting to me because it's literally just a small pan, or it's a small zoom out, it's a small zoom in or push in. It's interesting how much meaning that can give and how much meaning it can take away from your film.
Absolutely.
And I saw the interview that you did with the editors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he goes by Blackfish, which I think is a great name.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal, really. I really enjoyed that interview. It was so much to take away from, because I was watching the film. It's so gruesome to look at, but it's something you just can't look away from, especially that.
That scene, the scene that we can't mention on this stream.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you're right. It is a really fast. But you're right in terms of camera movement. Can say a lot, and again, camera movement can be an observer or a participant. But then think about how is the camera involved in the storytelling, and I see a lot where us as directors, we get so excited about, I'm gonna do this really cool camera movement because I have this rig and I have this slider or I have this dolly, and then it becomes a show-off shot rather than a story-motivated shot. And like you want to show, echo. Yeah, you want to show yourself off as a filmmaker rather than say, is this good for the story?
Yeah, I feel like it's a very fine line because I myself do it very often than not. Say like, oh, you know what? I'm doing it because it's a cool shot. It looks cool, yeah, but then does it add to the story? And I feel like that's such a fine line, and it's such a hard decision to make between should I do it because it looks good or should I not? And it looks, it looks ordinary, but it pays more. So to me, it's a super hard decision, and I feel like so many people can take away from your perspectives as obviously Hayden, because you've talked to so many of these kind of people that do this professionally, obviously, and it's so interesting to, I don't know, just to get this perspective as well.
Yeah. All right. Should we get back to the movie?
Yeah. This has become, the podcast.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's just a thought.
Wait,
Wait a minute. I've got it. Just a second. Let me think.
Ooh,
When the
that's,
luck
that's,
will
that's
over.
same thing
No.
happened there again. He's trying to get to like takes that he likes, and he's covering it up. And so like there was these like quick cuts because he was trying to get to a specific one, but then none of them said anything. They were just like, unfortunately, a little bit janky because he was trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, it didn't feel like the audience had room to see what is going on. And she's trying to say something, but we don't really see that.
Mm,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, the
and
expression's not there, I guess. Yeah.
yeah. And then in terms of framing, eyeline is very difficult to track because she's center framed, but then he's on the right third, and a lot of it is because of it's not over his shoulder, and so if he's on the right third, but correct me if I'm wrong, if he's on the right third, then over shoulder it should be over his shoulder, and she should be on the left third.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not getting that consistency. And then also because of the lighting, she has a lot more depth. And of course, since he's against the wall, he doesn't have a lot of depth. And so in terms of staging, that table should probably be a little bit more in the center of the room so both of them have depth. Therefore, unless you actually want him to be against the wall. And then the last thing, and again, it's just unfortunately because of the lights, it looks like they're coming out of her head.
Oh, yeah, I get what you mean.
But that might just be because we're paused. On the handheld, it might not be as prominent. But apart from that, it's still interesting though. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah.
Not again.
We're all going to drown.
Cut it out. I need answers, not complaints.
Oh, he's out of focus too. Yeah.
I have no clue. All right. I don't.
Oh, I can hear the camera running.
Oh, you can. I feel like I would have stayed on that close up just personally in my own opinion. I think I would have stayed on that close up shot other than cut back to her and not to the over the shoulder shot. Yeah.
You're right. I think it should have stayed on him for as long as possible and then cut to her. I agree. Like her reaction. Yeah, because you're cutting in the same space. Like it's a close up on him, and then you cut back, and that's kind of a jarring. Unless you wanted that jarring feeling, but he or she's trying to cover up those cuts, like that would have had to have been a cover up.
Yeah. Oh, I like that though. And the focus is on her as well.
Why is the aspect ratio shifting?
Yeah, it has been the whole time. I think it's because of stabilization. So when you do have the letterbox thing and you do on your stabilization and it's very wonky, it starts to affect the letterbox. It's probably because they didn't do it like on the project itself.
Yeah.
They did it in timeline.
Yeah. So it's like don't letterbox each individual shot. It should be the letterbox. It should be its own layer itself. So like even as an adjustment layer or its own or you can like do a crop of that adjustment layer, something on top of it to then create a letterbox. Therefore, everything you have underneath it doesn't get it doesn't make the shifting aspect ratio.
Yeah, or you do it on the project. Because, like, for example, on DaVinci, you can literally change the timeline letterbox, so it doesn't affect any of your footage.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I didn't know that because I don't use DaVinci. That's good. I like that too.
Only pros use DaVinci, Hayden.
Yeah, I know. I just like it's just because I work with amateurs.
God. Okay.
Hi, Sam. I know we haven't talked for a while, but there is something you need to know. It's your grandma. She's dead.
I'm not sure what's happening. Is this the end? Is this the end of the movie? Okay, yeah, it's the end of the movie. Okay.
Yeah. Did you understand the storyline personally?
Not really. No. Well, it's because I think the stream filtered a lot of the sounds. I didn't quite pick up the story as much as I need as much.
Okay.
Hmm.
I understood it in the sense that she's probably this sort of like angel or his subconscious telling
Ah.
him not to do something, but I don't know what she was trying to tell him not to do. I don't know if it was suicide or
Hmm.
to call someone. I wasn't sure. So in the end, I unfortunately didn't understand the storyline. I have to probably watch it again.
Hmm.
But yeah, do you have any final thoughts?
I didn't pick up at all that she was like an angel or something. Oh, is that why with the star? I thought this was just I didn't pick up that angel hint at all. I think on top of it, in terms of technical execution as well, the phone call, similar things to the meows earlier, like the phone call was suddenly really, really loud. And so like that kind of threw me out. So the consistency there was a bit tricky. But and then he's dead. There should have been if for that to be more impactful, there should have been some shots and or some memories of him and I think was it to say his granddad or his dad?
Grandma, I think.
Grandma. There should have been some more memories, or there should have been some shots of him and the grandma having a great time, and like capturing really, really beautiful memories, and like those sort of can be like flashing throughout, and then to then reveal, and then we're then asking like, why does he not want to talk to her? Why does he not want to call or anything like that? Even though we're seeing all of these great memories, and then it could then be we then see shots of them of him and the grandma arguing or fight or like aggressively arguing, and him running out, and like he's holding on to that resentment and that bitterness, and then but he wants to apologize, but he's not ready to, and then she dies, and so he never gets to apologize to her, then becomes a tragedy, and that could have then put in a far more interesting story, and that he now has to live with the fact that he never said sorry.
Yeah, I think that was the goal of the film. I unfortunately really did not understand the film, but I think I would have to watch it again, like I said,
Yeah.
to kind of understand that completely. But in
Yeah.
general, I liked the lighting in the room
Mm.
and in the toilet, and at the end where she basically came behind him and like held him from the behind. I like that parts. I didn't really fancy the kitchen parts, just because like we said, we didn't really understand like what, obviously, you know, the cuts that they did to have the good takes in the film were quite obvious and stuff like that. So I guess in that sense, I like the lighting in the other parts, but not the kitchen part. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's you've one of the biggest lessons that I have, as a filmmaker, is the paradox and challenge in us as filmmakers, as writers, and when we're making it, we understand the intent. We know this thing inside and out, and so we know what every line means. We know the subtext behind it. We know all of the details because, of course, it came from our own minds, and so we got the context. But the hard thing is always the audience is not going to have that same context. They will never do. And so for him, everything made sense for him. and so he could be as vague and he can be as vague about it as possible. But audiences do not have that privilege, and so we have to, as filmmakers, be able to separate ourselves from the context we know, and then try to play the game of, will audiences understand as much as I do? And if they don't, what do I have to do? What signals do I have to show? What images do I have to give? What moments of pauses can then create and give very clear subtext? So therefore, audiences will have the exact experience that I want them to have, that I have as a filmmaker.
Yeah, I think that is one of the most common mistakes that everyone as a filmmaker makes, especially in the beginning, that you have the context and you have written this script and you want to tell this script and story to other people, but you don't tell them what's going on in your head. And like you said, the audience will never have the context that you have, because you know, you have this context, and if you don't put it out in the world, people wouldn't know. And even though you make it free for interpretation, it could still be super difficult for people to interpret it if you don't give them clues.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess in that sense, yeah, I get what you mean.
But yeah, still good. But as with all of these, again, just great potential. Like they're trying new things, they're doing some interesting things. It's getting. Hold on, this was the same video where he was having that nightmare where he was like tied to a chair. Yeah, it seems like a similar thing with a bunch of interesting ideas, but maybe not enough thought into making sure they're all connected. Huh. Just realized that. But anyway, look, but look, it's the main thing I also want to point out is you guys need to see my first films as well. I have no idea. It's like they are worse than all that. They are like the worst things ever, and there's a good reason why they're private. It's like we all have to. And so the fact that what you guys are making now is already fantastic, and so this is what you guys are doing now. I've been in this industry for like almost 18 years now. So in 18 years later, the skills that you guys are going to have is going to make me look like an amateur. And that's the thing that really, really excites me.
Yeah, I see so much talent in all of these films that they've submitted, and it's really just so much talent in one Google Drive folder. And even the audiences are so amazed about like what they're watching, and people who submitted are they're coming back for more, because all these people who submitted are just like this small community of just amazing talented community, like people in this Google Drive that we've created. But yeah, I want to thank you so much for giving your input and your introspective, and to all the films that are animations that have been submitted today. It's been really, really fun having someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And not talking to a screen, and obviously getting your input was really, really helpful. I learned a lot from you today, and I'm sure my audience has too. So yes, everyone in the chat can give Hayden a round of applause.
Yeah, give me validation. Yes.
But yes, thank you so much for being here, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next live. Bye.
Great. Thanks very much, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.